Michael Jordan chose a jersey number because someone was better than him? Watch the whole video to find out. Today we're looking at the story behind NBA players' jersey numbers. Let's get right into it. At number 15, Anthony Davis at number 23. Anthony Davis became one of the fan favorites since entering the league as the first overall pick coming out of Kentucky, developing as an elite two-way big man that's the missing piece in any championship squad. And considering the fact that he wears number 23 and being a Chicago native, pretty much everybody would assume that he was paying respect to Michael Jordan. But actually, he wears that number in honor of his favorite player and now teammate, LeBron James. Paul George, number 13. Many of us don't know that Paul George grew up as a die-hard LA Lakers fan, and there were major possibilities that the all-star small forward actually suits up for the purple and gold franchise for many seasons, but sadly that didn't happen, being the Kobe Bryant fan he always wanted to be, and that's why he decided to wear number 24 during the early years of his career. Nonetheless, as you may know by now, George no longer goes by that number, as he thought PG-13 would be a very catchy nickname, and he decided to give it a try as a sign of a fresh start to go back stronger than ever, so that's why he's number 13. Next up, Rajon Rondo, number 9. Rajon Rondo earned the right to be called an elite point guard during his Boston Celtics tenure, creating an amazing legacy alongside other Celtic glories like Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett. But his choice to wear number 9 after spending all his life as number 4 came as pretty much his only chance to wear a single-digit jersey on a Boston team that had retired like 200 numbers. So with just 8 and 9 available, Rajon decided to wear 9. Next up, Kevin Garnett at number 21. Kevin Garnett made a couple of jersey number changes throughout his successful career, going from 21 during the early going in Minnesota to wearing number 5 when he took his talents to the Celtics. Afterward, Garnett decided to go by number 2 when the Celtics front office traded him to the Brooklyn Nets, trying to pay respects to a former teammate and close friend, Malik Sealy, who wore number 2 in Minnesota and died in a car accident when going back home from Garnett's 34th birthday party. Rest in peace. Next up, Dirk Nowitzki, being number 41. Dirk Nowitzki has left his fingerprint among international basketball as one of the most prolific scorers this game has ever seen, being a walking example of loyalty, hard work, and putting the team first, always. Nonetheless, nobody had that much faith in him in the early going, and that's why his former teammate Robert Pack wasn't willing to give him his number 14 jersey, Dirk's number back home in Germany. After Pack refused to shoot for it, Dirk decided to give it a rest and just flip his numbers to go as 41 from then on. Next up, Steve Nash. Steve Nash was one of the most important point guards in the association back in the day, but when the Los Angeles Lakers decided to acquire him from the Phoenix Suns, they couldn't offer him the 13 jersey because that number was already retired due to Wilt Chamberlain. So Nash, being a huge soccer fan, decided it was time to pay respects to some of the best soccer players in the world, like Lionel Messi, deciding to wear number 10 until the day he'd retire. Next up, Gilbert Arenas. As you may remember, Gilbert Arenas had one of the most interesting personalities you'll find on an NBA court, and being as loud, vocal, and kind of a douchebag as he was, he decided that he was going to stick it to his doubters every time he set foot on an NBA hardwood. Arenas decided to wear the number 0 shirt to make fun of the critics that stated that he was going to get 0 NBA minutes, including his former coach during college. You gotta admit it, that was pretty clever, and he definitely proved them wrong. Next up, Kevin Durant. If someone knows about emotions, that's definitely Kevin Durant, a player that's never been shy to show his feelings to the public and the media, and that's even being called a cupcake due to his softness nowadays. Still, Durant wasn't soft at all when he decided to change his jersey number in honor of one of his AAU coaches, one of the biggest mentors and lone father figures, Coach Charles Craig, murdered at the young age of 35. Next up, Dwayne Wade. The very first thing Dwayne Wade did when he won his second ring alongside LeBron James and Chris Bosh is that he changed his Twitter header to 3. Of course, he was making reference to the fact that he won his 3rd ring and also the 3rd championship in Miami Heat history. Nevertheless, Wade's jersey number goes far beyond that, as he's a very religious guy and a committed Christian, and his number 3 actually represents the Holy Trinity. Next up, Russell Westbrook. Just like Gilbert Arenas, Russell Westbrook is an explosive point guard and vocal leader that wears the number 0. Still, Westbrook and Arenas have vastly different personalities, and while one thought it was just cool to prove others wrong, Westbrook chose a more profound path. So, when asked about his jersey number selection, Russell stated that it was keen to find a new beginning back then in UCLA, so it was just better to start from scratch and go back to zero. Next up, Chris Paul. Chris Paul is one of the best point guards to ever lace him up, constantly making the right play, being smart and cautious, and always knowing what he has to do and where he needs to be in order to do so. And most of that great play of it depends on a combination of factors, as well as his jersey number does. See, Chris Paul decided to honor his father and brother, so he decided to combine his jersey numbers, 1 plus 2, to become CP3. Next up, Metta World Peace. I still can't really get over the fact why he named himself like this, but anyways, Metta World Peace has always been one of the most entertaining guys to follow in the NBA, even changing his name from Ron Artest to this one, and later Panda Friend when he decided to move to China to play overseas. What? Having said all that, it's not quite shocking to find him in this list with a crazy jersey number story, as the defensive standout decided to wear the number 37 jersey as soon as he joined the LA Lakers to pay tribute to the king of pop, Michael Jackson, whose album Thriller had been number 1 for 37 weeks. Weird but true. Next up, Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is all about loyalty, and this talented point guard is never going to forget where he came from and where he wants to stay his entire career, and he made sure to let everyone know that every time he plays. See, Dame decided to wear the number 0 to be used as the letter O, as he wanted to pay respects to his hometown in Oakland, his college in Ogden, Utah, and the city of Oregon, where the Blazers play. Nice. At number 2, Dennis Rodman. Just like some of the other guys we've named on this list, Dennis Rodman has always been quite different, and his twisted sense of humor is something he'll be remembered for ages, besides also being one of the most dominant defenders in the world. When Rodman joined the Dallas Mavericks, he actually demanded to wear the number 69, but Commissioner David Stern rejected his request, and so far nobody has used that jersey number, and that's why he wore number 70 instead. Classic Rodman. And at number 1, Michael Jordan. Yes, Michael Jordan completely changed the meaning of the number 23, and even David Beckham paid his tribute to MJ when he decided to wear that jersey in Real Madrid, as well as hundreds of ballers, including LeBron James, which have done so over the course of history. Still, Jordan's story is one of the most heartfelt, as he decided to wear that jersey number to honor his brother Larry, who wore number 45 and kept beating him when they were growing up. So Jordan thought that he could be half as good as his brother, so he wore number 23 because, 2, 3, 4, 5. And today, number 23 is the most famous number in sports history, and every fan dreams to become just half as great as Michael Jordan. Well guys, that's it for today's video. Let us know which jersey number is your favorite in the comments down below, and we hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys next time!